Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Vechain, whose current price stands at the $0.02337 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.17%. And in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also draw out the key chart patterns that we have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on the Vechain chart. From the all-time high, we have been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.02 mark. And starting my analysis here on the daily chart, after making our low down here, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, managed to break above key areas of resistances, but at the key area of resistance at around the $0.03362 mark, we got rejected, and we are seeing a massive pullback to the lower side over here. Jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis. Here on the 4-hour chart, after making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement which I was terming as an Elliot wave structure, having that as the wave 1, wave 2, then a wave 3, wave 4, then a wave 5, but that movement got invalidated the moment our wave 4 over here retraced into the high of that first wave. And if that could have played out, then I could have named that as a higher Elliot wave count 1, but since it has been invalidated, I had to remove that Elliot wave structure from my charts and view this movement to the upper side as something else. And the only way we can view it as is just a massive ABC corrective movement that was correcting that impulsive movement that gave us a low at around the $0.02 mark. And since we have seen the high for that ABC corrective movement, whatever I expect on this other side is the formation of a 5-wave structure, and I believe that is what is playing out over here. And we have seen the formation of a 5-wave structure, which we can now name as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And starting with the long-term scenarios that can play out here on the Vechain chart, after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1 over here, it's possible for us to see a higher Elliot wave count 2. And because a wave 2 is a corrective wave, which is also a retracement of the first wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of the wave 1 to the low of the wave 1, and that gives me a minimum target area for that second wave to the upper side between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, then remove the Fibonacci's. That area lies between the $0.029 mark and the $0.026 mark. So in case we see a bit of a volatility here on the market that will impact the market to give us a pump, it's possible for us to manage to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.024 mark, continue pushing higher, and get us into this red target area in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2. And that movement, because a wave 2 is a corrective wave, I would expect it to play out in an ABC corrective movement. So I would expect such a movement over here to get us into that red target area. Also, taking a look at the charts from a wider view, we have the formation of a chart pattern over here, and this chart pattern is giving me a bearish movement that can play out here on the charts. And that pattern is a head and shoulders pattern, having that as the left shoulder, then we have the head right here, then we have seen the formation of the neckline, we have also seen the formation of the right shoulder, and we have continued seeing lower prices, though we have not yet seen a breakout out of that head and shoulders pattern. And from the movement that we can see over here, this is much of a consolidation. So it's possible, in case there's a negative impact on this market, that is a negative volatility on the market, then we might see a breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern. And in case that happens, I would expect us to lose the key area of support at around the $0.02 mark. And in case we see the breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern, this is a pattern that normally breaks to the lower side, having the target area of that breakout as the height between the head and the neckline. So using a trend line, we can get that height and then place it down here to give us a minimum target area to the lower side, and that gives me a minimum target area back to around the $0.011 mark. So in case we see a breakout out of this head and shoulders pattern, lose that key area of support, things might be looking bad here on the Vechain chart, because I would expect us to go back to around the $0.01 mark. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and those are the long-term scenarios that can play out. Also, taking a look at the formation of a wave 2 over here, you can see we have the formation of a channel. We have been trading within this channel, and this gives me the short-term scenarios that can play out on the Vechain chart. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see this better, here on the 1-hour chart, you can see we have continued to respect this channel, and at some point we had managed to break out of the channel to the lower side, but as we tried to have a retest, the retest was not a success, and we got back into the channel, and we have continued trading at the lower part of the channel. And it's possible that in case there's an increase in volume here on the Vechain chart, we might manage to continue trading to the upper side of the channel, maybe get to around the $0.024 mark, which is a key area of resistance, which is within the channel. Manage to break above it, also manage to break out of the channel to the upper side and continue pushing higher. And in case that movement plays out, then that could get us into a red target area up here in the formation of a wave 2. It's also possible that within the channel we can see a breakout to the lower side, and in case that plays out, then also my head and shoulders pattern movement will be supported by that movement that is breaking out of this channel to the lower side, because I would expect maybe to see a retest, then continue pushing lower, and that movement could attribute to the breakout out of the head and shoulders pattern. Also getting back to the 4-hour chart so that we can also take a look at the indicators. Here on the RSI, we are trading at around the 54 mark, and that means we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side in the formation of a wave 2, and also any movement to trade within the upper side to the upper side of the channel. Also taking a look at the MACD. Here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that is very positive for Vechain, because that would mean higher prices could be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.